Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 35 of Aranya Kanda. Soon after hearing the story of the destruction of Janasthana, one of the military outposts of Sri Lanka, it is the responsibility of a dutiful king to discuss the serious matter with all his ministers, his councils, and to decide the further action. Because it is not a small matter where 14,000 demons living in that military station were killed along with their generals Khara, Dushana, and Trishirasa. However, like a petty politician, Ravana has some self desires and has certain self interest in him. And in order to serve his self interest, like kidnapping Sita, he just simply dismisses his ministers without taking much suggestion from them. Hearing the words of Shurpanaka causing his hair to stand on end, Ravana dismissed his ministers and began to reflect on what should or should not be done, exploring the true significance of the undertaking and weighing the desirability and undesirability of the matter. He came to the conclusion, thus should I act, and fixed in his resolve went secretly to the splendid pavilion where his chariots were held in readiness, commanding his driver to bring out his car. At his order, the jealous charioteer in an instant prepared that superb and marvelous chariot, and Ravana ascended the golden chariot set with gems that coast was wheresoever he desired. It's actually flying in the air, to which mules in golden trappings bearing the heads of goblins were harnessed. Mounting on the chariot, the wheels of which made a sound like thunder, the younger brother of Dhanada means Kubera, god of the wealth, proceeded beside the lord of rivers and streams along the seashore. Seated under a pure white canopy with his white chamaras, his 10 heads and color of lapis, wearing ornaments of pure gold with 10 necks and 20 arms, the younger brother of Dhanada Kubera, the enemy of the gods, the slayer of the foremost among the ascetics, possessed of huge heads like unto the Indra of mountains with its 10 crests, appeared beautiful standing in his chariot, coursing at will like a mass of cloud, crowned with lightning and accompanied by a flock of cranes. And that great one, endowed with prowess, beheld the shores of the sea with its rocks and countless trees, laden with fruit and flowers in of every kind, bordered by lakes of limpid water filled with lotuses and spacious hermitages, with their altars and groves of plantain trees, lending brilliance to the scene, which is enhanced by blossoming coconut, sala, tala, and tamala trees. These places had been rendered illustrious by the presence of thousands of great rishis of rigid penance and nagas, suparnas, Gandharvas, and Kinnaras, who were rendered pleasant by Siddhas and Charanas, who were fully self subdued, and who those descendants of Brahma who derived their nutriment from the solar rays, and those who lived on a bare subsistence, such as the Ajas, Vaikanasas, Mashas, Valakilyas, and Marichipas. Countless nymphs of celestial beauty, adorned with garlands and jewels, beguiled them with every kind of pastime in which they excelled, and the auspicious consorts of the gods honored them by dwelling among them, while Danavas and other celestial beings who fed on Amrita frequented that place. Swans, cranes, pelicans, and waterfowls disported themselves on the emerald sward, wet and shining with the sea mist, spacious cars festooned with celestial garlands from which strains of sweet music issued, flew here and there at the will of those who had conquered the worlds by their austerities, together with Gandharvas and Apsaras. Ravana surveyed countless forests of sandalwood whose roots are full of fragrant sap, delighting the olfactory sense, and groves of excellent agalocha and takola trees with pure trees and bushes of black pepper and heaps of pearls lying on the shore. Coral reefs and gold and silver premonitories, tumbling cataracts of crystal water, and cities filled with grain and treasure, where the pearls of womanhood could be seen and which were thronged with horses, elephants, and chariots. On the shores of the ocean, the Lord of the Titans beheld a level and charming spot over which cool breezes blew, resembling heaven itself, in the center of which grew a great fig tree, like a bright cloud where many sages sheltered, and on every side its branches stretched to a distance of several yojanas. It was there that the mighty Garuda brought a huge elephant and a giant tortoise in his claws, wishing to devour them among the branches. The bow broke between one of the bow broke under the weight of that enormous bird, and the Vaikanasas, Mashas, Valakilyas, Marichipas, Ajas, and Dhumras, all these sages were being assembled there. Garuda had compassion on them and transported the branch together with the elephant and tortoise in one claw to a distance of 100 yojanas, where that excellent bird regaled himself on their flesh, destroying the empire of the Nishadas with a severed branch, thus delivering the sages. His joy was redoubled and his energy increased, whereupon, filled with strength, he resolved to steal the nectar of immortality. Having broken the iron bars, he entered the jeweled keep and bore away the Amrita from that place where it had been hidden by the mighty Indra. It was this same Negrodha tree, frequented by groups of great sages, that still bore the marks of Suparna and was called Subhadra. The younger brother of Dhanada now saw before him. Passing over to the further side of that Lord of the Waters, the ocean, Ravana saw a solitary hermitage, an ancient and holy retreat in the middle of a forest. There he found the demon Maricha clad in a black antelope skin, wearing matted locks and given up to the practice of asceticism. Ravana, having approached him, Maricha, according to tradition, entertained him in many ways not known to man, placing pure food and water before his sovereign. He humbly addressed him, saying, "Is all well with Lanka, O chief of the Titans? With what purpose have you come here again so speedily?" On hearing this inquiry, the mighty and eloquent Ravana answered in this way. Thus ended chapter 35 of Aranya Kanda in Ramayana. Namaste Sharada Devi Kashmira Puramasini Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.